everybody, for the first time. Welcome back. But before we get back into our episode, we're going to focus on Halim as he lies against the cold stone of the temple, resting. He finds that his memory begins to drift back to a time before all this. Before the screams. Before Skarenthail became the city of locked gates, whispered accusations, and martial boots striking cobblestone in the dark. He's thinking of green. Not the green of palace gardens or the ornamental palms of his homeland. Halim Rashari. You remember the first breath he took upon entering Oathfyre, known to most as the garden. Flowers turned as you passed, their petals opening in slow recognition. Above you, branches twisted into impossible arches, heavy with fruit that glowed like captured moons. Streams ran through the roots of ancient trees and then arced upward in silver ribbons towards the sky, forever caught between dawn and dream. It was this place that changed you. Something sparked. A place that was revealed to you as a hidden path. A place where you first heard the Verdant Lady offering you healing, purpose, and life beyond the ambitions of the Rashari family. This is the day the garden called you back, and you there waiting for you in the center of the stone circle. A fairy, small, bright-eyed, and still in a way that only very nervous people can be still. As you approach, they smile. A satchel hanging by her side, carefully guarded to be casual. They look up at you, and just for a moment, that performance of confidence falters. And then she smiles. The spotlight is you.
Ah, Halim. Thank you for coming by today.
My friend, Trill. I come by every day.
It's true. But this time I asked, so thanks are in order. How goes the day? What have you learned today?
I learned if you stand in the rain, my friend, you will be cleaned.
This is a good thing.
That's why I'm
learned.
Soaking wet. And I also learned that if you don't stand in the rain very frequently, then you end up smelling poorly and the animals somewhat run away from you.
That they will. It's difficult to negotiate with folks whose noses have decided that you're bad news far before you open your mouth.
I told them I was sorry. They said it didn't matter.
They can be fickle, but they can change their minds. On the subject of negotiations and being fickle and changing of minds, I have something perhaps uncomfortable to ask of you.
All right. This whole experience has been enlightening, although a bit uncomfortable. But please, my friends, do tell.
You are, I imagine, aware of the accords that have been called outside of the garden?
I've heard of it. Family talked about it before I came here. Kind of a big deal. I'd rather not participate, but I mean, the world's going to tear itself apart eventually if we don't maintain some kind of balance.
Trill gives her head a quick shake and her wings shimmer as she takes a steadying breath. You are correct, and of course, as being part of the world, the garden must be present. And in its wisdom, the garden has nominated me to be the representative at these accords.
Congratulations, my friend. You are the perfect individual to go by yourself.
And as such, I suppose that the perfect individual to go as such would only be capable of nominating the perfect person to help them out with this, correct?
You're the wisest among us, yes.
Halim, I would very strongly appreciate it if you accompanied me here. Your wisdom in terms of the matters of the lands outside the garden would be invaluable in this case, and I would strongly prefer to have wise and friendly eyes watching my back.
Of course. I'll be there for you. In spirit and in body, if that's what you require. But I do have one question. My friend, they're not sending dignitaries from the desert land, are they?
We both know where this conversation is going, and we know that I would not be quite so on edge were they not sending folks from everywhere. I do believe that I am afraid your family will be there. And I realize the depth of what I am asking you to take part in, but I do hope that you will still be willing to lend your aid. Worst to worst, your family will not be looking for a cat, will they? Or a giant eagle, whatever shape you may be choosing to practice.
No, they're usually looking for gold or a dagger to put in somebody's back, so...
Metal and metal. Not exactly.
Indeed.
Most garden of elements. Indeed. I will certainly not pressure you to spend any time near them if you do not wish to. However, I would ask that you do help me in this matter.
Of course. My friend, I will go with you. If not to defend you, to spend time around you, learning of all I can.
Thank you. As always, your willingness to be a part of this ecosystem is greatly appreciated.
My pleasure.
I'm going to spend
Just
a fear.
make sure I don't get stabbed.
And as your conversation starts to kind of come to a little bit of a lull, you see this old tortoise-like tilapia walk forward, the shell that's carpeted in moss, fungi, and these creeping vines. Feels like he's carrying a piece of forest on his back. You both know them as Mosskeeper Thalin.
Oh, did you ask him yet?
Yes, Mosskeeper, I did ask him, and he has agreed to come with me.
You told him that his family would probably be there.
I did warn him so, yes.
And the you told him of the mushroom as well, then.
Yes, I should come to that. I
I
apologize for dithering.
still think this is a bad idea, Trill, but they
If-
deemed thought that you would be poised. I thought you was not spirit.
If we are to be a part of this world, in where our borders now fall, we must learn to be a part of this world in how we deal with our new neighbors. And while I too am not thrilled with the idea of taking a piece of the garden to such a strange land, I do believe that it is the right thing to do. And I am sure that those that are no longer with us would agree with me here.
I just hope you're not in a hurry.
Well,
Meet Echo once more. He will protect you, but you should not be quick to join him in his route. Not as long as the deity protects us all here. That mushroom you carry, that particular mushroom that sprouted after the shattering, it was to remind you to live, not to call you to that. Never forget that. You have much to do in this world, and Halim, I charge you to keep our Trill safe.
Trill takes a moment. Echo would want me to live, and Echo would want me to live well, not just hide away. He would want me to make a difference in this place. I do not rush to join him, as much as I miss him, but I will leave the world a better place than where I came to it, especially after so much damage has been done.
Grace.
Halim, I should introduce you to the third member of our party, who will be traveling with us. And Trill opens up the satchel at her side, a faint golden light spilling out into the grove that they find themselves within. And she takes out a small mushroom, white, shelf-like, dotted with drops of gold almost bleeding out of the surface of the skin. This was a gift to us from the gods, Echo and Elmund. A reminder of their time with us, and a reminder of all that we once shared together. The Emperor has asked that we bring something divine. This is what we have that fits the bill, so it will travel with us, and I would protect it as surely as I would protect any member of our group.
Of course, my friend. So we're not going to eat it, of course.
I don't want to find out what would happen if that would. I realize that everything's edible once, and we have been exploring that idea in your time here. However, please, this once. No.
Very well.
I still think this is a bad idea. We are far too trusting of the Dracona.
I would not mistake a willingness to talk and a willingness to meet halfway with trust. But I do believe that I will be able to eke us a place, a niche in the architecture of this world, a place to help reknit what once was broken.
Interesting choice of words to reknit. I couldn't agree more. This is our home now, and it seems like this is not changing anytime in my lifetime anyway, so I will not hold you back any longer.
Mosskeeper, I am sure that if you will not see this change in your lifetime, then none of us will. I believe that you will be here at the beginning and at the end.
Echo willing.
Echo willing.
Echo willing.
And as this scene comes to a close, Halim kind of snaps back to the dark, cold floor in the Eidolonaré Temple. But not us, no, because we're snapping back to group action roll. Say hello to all of my friends. What's going on, everybody?
Not your audio, buddy. Sorry to say.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm dying.
Is it bad again? Am I good?
Yeah,
Am I
it's-
okay?
Yeah, it sounds like it's bandwidth or something. Like you're downloading Scream.
Why don't you fantastic people say hello for all of us? I'll restart my audio.
Hi. Hello. It's us.
One, your friends.
+1.
Ready?
Yes.
I'm
Sage? Go.
what? Me?
Go. Yes.
Go for it.
Hi.
Get him.
Hello. My name is Sage. You guys know me. I am gonna give a shout out to myself. On social media, I stream on Twitch. You can find me everywhere at Story Sage, which is STORI Sage. We do mental health content, life stuff, just everything life. We have a really wonderful community and some lovely people in it, and some neighboring communities like Group Action Roll. And yeah, check us out if you would like to be a part of something pretty cool.
Nice.
Nice.
Phoenix, what do you have going on?
Hi, it's me. You can call me Jen. Everybody, it's Phoenix, Jen, whatever. Yeah, it's fine. I'm trying to figure out a good streaming schedule again because everything has been crazy for like 3 months, but it's fine. I started a reaction channel, so you could check that out on YouTube. If you go to my Twitch channel, you can just click on my link tree and you can find the stuff there.
Very good. Thanks, Phoenix. Syra, do you have anything to announce or promote other than crashing our party?
Always happy to be here. Always happy to be both ends of the size spectrum, from 7 foot to probably about 3. I have nothing to announce except getting to spend my Mother's Day with about 4,400 baby toads. So
That's
me here,
amazing.
and that's probably me out, right?
A lot of mothers.
A tale as old as
Yeah.
time.
Alrighty.
Nice.
Thank you all for having me,
Well-
and I believe that is my cue.
It's great to see Trill again.
Always happy to
Did I miss anything?
You missed iRod or a movable rod, letting us know what he's got going on.
Oh, hi. Aaron, aka channel name is Immovable Rod, mainly Instagram. Getting into Twitch. On Monday nights I have Fallout ttrpg that I'm running, and then this Thursday night we're starting Wild Beyond the Witchlight. So please
Very cool.
check us.
We'll definitely check you out. And who will also be checking you out is Fargrim the Barbarian, or Brendan. What do you got going on, Fargrim?
So at the end of this month, the last Wednesday, the 27th, I'm having a map making contest, or I should say, I'll be announcing the winners of a map making contest, the first ever for Dark Raven Voyages. I'll be doing them in between of Q&As. Speaking about Q&As, for all you dungeon masters out there, for all you wonderful players, if you want to meet, greet, and sit down, hang out, and talk about your experiences, I'm going to be doing player Q&As starting next month. Please hit me up if you're interested, and my goal is to have complete strangers meet each other, you know? Mix up the groups very well, and meet some new faces, have more people at our tables.
Very cool. It's kind of how I met you.
Yes. Last announcement, I will be starting, I think I'm going to be scrapping Ivory Throne and starting my Daggerheart campaign, Frontiers of Ashen Land. It'll be a bi-weekly thing, and the first episode to kick that off will be starting in June, Wednesday in June. So anybody interested in a Frontiersy Red Dead Redemption Daggerheart setting, hit me up.
Very cool.
Fargrim_the Barbarian at Twitch, or Dark Raven Voyages on YouTube.
Nice. Thanks, Fargrim. And speaking of Daggerheart and D&D and everything ttrpg, we have a D&D one-shot coming up on this Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. We're looking for a player, so if you want to come join myself and Phoenix and other members of Solid 10 D&D, just go over to solid10d&d.com and click on the play link, sign up, because it's going to be a great time. Now that you're back, Ghost, back to you.
Hey, thank you so much for that. Can you hear me now? Anyway.
I'm right there with you, buddy.
Where were we? Everyone say bye to Zero. Bye, Zero. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Thank you for
Don't
being
die.
Trill. You were amazing. Bye.
Don't die. From Trill and from
Well-
Meadowlark.
We'll try.
But not from Zero.
Okay. We're back. As where we left off. With that memory still hanging in the air of the garden, the willow tree, Trill Clearspring's outreached hand. And Halim is shaken back to reality, to stone, old stone, forgotten stone, the buried salt-worn bones of Skarenthail's old town. The hidden Eidolonaré Temple lies quiet beneath the city, its ancient walls holding back the noise of a capital beginning to devour itself. Above you, in the distance, the second accords have ruptured into suspicion and fear. The Emperor Cassian Vyrel IV is dead. The scroll of Calgathar is missing. Dean's weapon was found on the body, but that evidence was taken. The Imperium has every reason or every excuse to hunt you down. What you feel isn't peace. What you feel is stillness, tension, a moment waiting to erupt. Candlelight gutters along the edges of Thistlehourn's modest library. Shelves of old, mismatched books lean against the walls. Bundles of scrolls sit tied and faded. Dust clings to everything, disturbed only by hurried hands searching for answers. somewhere nearby is some moves with clipped precision of someone who's already decided that there's no time to fear. That burned scrap belonging or bearing Eidolonaré markings rests near her desk where she can study them. You carry with you the memory of the Emperor's chambers as it lingers in your brain, the blood, the sinew, the body pinned to the ceiling, the impossible amount of gore, and the monstrous evidence of something far worse than an assassin. You all have chosen to take a rest. The spotlight is to you.
Okay, so I only heard like a third of that. So is it before we go to sleep or after we went to sleep?
It can be either or. You tell me. You tell me what you're doing for your rest, and then we'll go from there.
Well, I need to tell Shurien something, and I need to research something. I need to look at the book that she gave me.
So Shurien, when he's stressed out, cleans his armor like a good soldier, and he is sharpening his sword. So he also takes out a sword, sharpen it with a lot of focus and intensity. And he's done it 1,000 times. Very studied hand, and keeps going, and then on one of the strokes he cuts his finger and kind of looks at the blood, rubs it a little bit away, puts his sword away, and he takes out a small journal and starts writing in it, sitting in a corner somewhere. That's all.
Did we want to go through everybody's thing, or am I going to go talk to Shurien right now? I'm going to go talk to... Okay. Hal pointed at me, so that means I go. Okay, so she's waiting till he's not actively doing something.
You're gonna bust in.
She's probably spent some time trying to read and stuff. She really needs one of her knowledge friends with her that's really good at this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, because she's just kind of...
Unfortunately, I'm busy.
She would never ask for help. What are you talking about? She would let someone who knows that's their job do it. Like, yeah, no. There are no such people near here right now. So she'll head over to Shurien after she reads. And we can roll for that or whatever later, I suppose. But I figure I'll go ahead and have the conversation with Shurien. So he's sitting down somewhere, like in a corner?
Yeah, I just found a corner, quiet corner. And like I say, he was, polishing his armor, sharpening his sword, looking at his own blood. And then he took out a journal and he's working on a journal.
Cool. So a little bit after he starts writing in the journal, he's probably still doing stuff in the journal. Because she doesn't wait that long. Because he's done doing stuff with his hands, She'll go and sit near him, but not really close. Just kind of like on the ground off to the side.
So without looking up from his journal, he keeps writing in it. And just say what you want to say.
Earlier, there was, whenever M did their thing, right? There was the hopelessness kind of feeling that overwhelmed.
Yes, it's best not to dwell on it. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, I agree completely. In fact, I kind of wanted to recommend something to the
You have a
prince.
recommendation, do you?
Yeah. I know it's
Well, I'm
crazy
always open
to
to
recommend
those.
something to
Please.
the prince. When she kind of like takes kind of a deep breath, doesn't really look at him. He's in her eye shot, but like she's looking not at his face. When you are ruler of your kingdom, there might be times where the hopelessness can be overwhelming. I recommend pushing forward anyways. You kind of didn't earlier. I've kind of had some practice at it, but you'll have all of your people relying on you. So, practicing, the pushing forward in those moments now might be good.
He puts his pen down. That is not what I expected to hear from you, but it is welcome.
What did you expect to hear?
A lecture about sacrificing that innocent who was being harassed by the police that were looking for us. That's what my advisors in Corvallis would have said, but is not what you said now. Thank you, Myst. I will consider your words carefully.
She'll nod and then get up and turn around and walk away and go read the book some more. And she hides from anybody else because that was enough.
What's everyone else doing in this moment?
I'm cleaning my revolvers and making sure Juice is okay, feeding him, and just trying to find a wall to lean up against. Call it a night.
Al is going to go be a curious little fellow as he starts opening doors that are not locked and going to look around and see what's going on. It's a super secret place. He'll get up and he'll change back from his owl form into his regular form as the party moves from place to place. And then he starts, kind of staring down at his toes. And then he'll get distracted by an open doorway or open door frame, or at least it could be closed, but he's going to check it to see if it opens.
Are you trying to do this secretively?
Of course not.
All right, so you're as you approach one of the doors towards the back. So this is a large temple. There's doors on either side. Sort of the waiting room is sort of where you've been in the reading room. And as you approach this door, you go to turn it. That's Evans.
Evans, I think that's, you said odds or evens. Evens.
Door opens. And as you peek your head in, describe to me, Hal, what you see.
Al has made his way into the pantry. Or the food storage area, maybe not the pantry. So so he walks in, and there's a large wooden table, and on that table there are utensils, some bowls, maybe some foodstuffs, or stuff that was left over that may have to go out in the morning since it's so late at night. And to his, there's an open door to the right, and that Hal thinks it leads to the kitchen. And so he's going to just mosey on across the room, look, see if it's processed or organic, and be like, okay. And he'll make his way around the table and take inventory of what he sees and poke his head into the kitchen to see if there's anything maybe boiling on the stove.
It being so late at night, can you hear me okay?
So.
Okay.
Depends on the moment.
There's nothing actively cooking on the stove this late at night.
Not yet. So I think Hal's going to start going through. He's going to walk back into the pantry, and he's going to start opening cabinets of cupboards. And he's looking for some kind of tea that he can brew here for him and his friends who have just raced across the bay water and were nearly harassed by the guards of the city. So he wants to cook a nice tea. And so he's going to be looking for tea leaves and something similar, and maybe a place where he can get water and find a pot to bring to boil, wondering where he's going to get fire. But that's for a future problem, right? 5 minutes from now, Hal, he's looking for ingredients.
Can we hear him rummaging through the kitchen?
You can. Well, he said he wasn't hiding, so you may have seen him go in there. Certainly.
What is he? What form are you in, Halim?
I'm in my Hal form. Got my bare feet, my sandals tucked into my belt rope that is a belt that is a rope.
If there's smells coming out of the kitchen, Shurien will put down his journal and realize that he's ravenous. And before he goes into the kitchen, he's gonna stop Captain Bugman and wake him up. You're probably hungry, aren't you?
Yes.
Where
Hey,
are the others?
I'd rather. Oh, yes.
We
What
should
were we saying
probably
then?
all eat. Looks
Come
around.
on, Juice.
Is M? Where is M?
I am not there.
I was wondering.
So you may have seen me earlier. We missed Ghost.
It's okay. We can.
But it's okay.
We can work with it.
So you may have seen him earlier writing on a very small scrap of paper, folding it into the smallest little square you've seen. Im goes outside and uses their staff to make some sort of mark just on the front of the building on one of the stones, something very small. Is probably going to take a loose stone, fit the little note into it, and then just is going to be like maybe just coming in as you're looking for them to go and going toward the bookshelf. And this Ghost, for clarity's sake, So this makes sense. The note is written in a particular language, and the sign is the word C, so that a particular person may see and then get the note and receive information about the scroll missing and the thren'kai.
Okay. And I apologize for having to do this. When I restarted, I missed part of what you said. You put the note in the book.
Oh, okay. So like goes outside, makes like just a little magical mark. I'm imagining Gandalf, you know, when he's making that mark on the Hobbit's door. It's just something really small on one of the stones, and is gonna take a loose stone and kind of you know, put the note into like as much into that stone kind of crevice as they can.
So while you're out there, what time of day is it? Have you decided if you slept this before you sleep?
This would definitely be at nighttime.
Describe to me the scene on the road in the alley outside.
It's very dark. It's very empty. The night air is relatively cold. There are no people out around the temple. There are no lights. Really anything down where we are, there's not very many lights at all. So it's very easy to see the stars, and it would be, it's definitely dark, something Im is very comfortable with, still in their ghost form, just kind of blending a little bit with the shadows.
Roll me an instinct roll to perceive. DC is really low, like 10.
Wait, I forgot I have dice. Hold on.
You can hear me okay? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, it's a little bit better than it was.
Yeah, a little bit right now, yeah.
I'm gonna apply the experience. I'm gonna use a hope and apply the experience. My ghostly sense never fails. Obviously this relates to just kind of sensing. My description is a ghost senses more than the corporeal can fathom. So I'm gonna apply that, and that makes my roll an 11 with fear.
Okay.
I know. Horrible.
I will take that fear. But 11 succeeds, and you, in that moment, sort of down the block away, sort of where you were having that encounter with those soldiers earlier, you see somebody sort of lingering around that corner. You see a shadow. Can't exactly make out who they are. They don't. The frame doesn't strike you as the soldier's frame. You see silhouettes of somebody wearing furs. Can't quite tell. You don't get the sense of danger.
M definitely kind of makes a mental note of that. May even doesn't turn their head, just kind of sees this at the corner of their eye, catches sight of it, and looks but doesn't turn their head, and goes back inside.
As you enter the temple again, and you move to the library, where you see Issa reading, sort of frantically flipping through this book, referencing that corner of paper on her desk. And you approach the library. What do you do?
I'm honestly less interested in what Issa is doing than I am the actual books in the bookshelves. I think honestly that I'm just kind of going through like titles of books, seeing if there's anything of interest to me personally regarding certain things.
All right, let's do this. Give me a knowledge roll, and this is going to be less about remembering or whatever. This is going to be more about analyzing maybe the books that. Every time I see that thing happen in the corner of my screen for a message, my heart skips a beat now.
No.
Every time you, as you're doing this, roll knowledge to analyze, to find the books maybe that are most relevant to you in this moment.
I rolled a 15 with hope.
Take your hope. So as you look up, you see a few things. You see a book specific to vornakraith. Vornakraith ruin is specifically the category of, I'm sorry, vornakraith. Thren'kai. Thren'kai ruin is specifically the type of thren'kai that you're looking at. You see a couple of other books that are a little bit out of place. You see some books that are municipal manuals, maybe map books of things that are specific to Skarenthail that don't quite fit with the Eidolonaré volumes that they're with. You see a bunch of different books on the vornakraith, but that one about the ruin really sticks out at you.
I'm definitely, especially because ruins are my specialty. I am gonna pick up that book and start flipping through it a little bit.
And this is Ruin, R-U-I-N, and you recognize as you read through this book, it is specifically a detailed account of various different categories and types of this type of thren'kai ruin, which is like one of the three classes of thren'kai that you have experienced to some degree in your travels. As you flip through, you see some pretty decent information about vornakraith. You see this bat-like creature that has 8 eyes, completely hairless. It's very flesh toned, very humanoid in appearance. These big red eyes that they don't really use that often. They tend to be cave dwelling creatures. And as you page through, you begin to learn more and more about their habits and their habitats, places they find comfortable, places that they lay their eggs, places that they feed, and so on.
All right, I am just going to continue reading this book as the others in my party do what they do.
So I was waking up Geen. And actually I'd like to wake up everybody, or find everybody, because I can smell what Halim is cooking up. So I'd like to go into the library area if I saw M, and very deferentially, very slowly, like 6'4", like lumbering guy in armor. M, excuse me, I don't want to interrupt you, but do you need sustenance?
I'm startled. I'm very deep in reading this book, and as you, I'm still in my ghost form, but as you say something to me, I'm almost like a cat, when they're scared, just kind of like leaping up a little bit, except I'm like a floating. And then I'm going to turn to you. My eyes are really startled and very purple. And I'm going to be like, I mean, kind of, I guess. Is there food?
It seems that Halim has found something, and I'm curious to know what he's cooking up. I know the captain is going to be joining us, and I'm going to look for Myst. Perhaps we should all nourish ourselves before we do what we must on the morrow.
Yes, I do think we probably need to talk about some things.
Yeah, yes, of course. If there's anything I can provide, I'm a bit out of my depth with all these monsters, but I'll do what I can, of course.
I'm going to spend a fear to interrupt. As you say monsters, Issa turns her head. Excuse me. What do you know of these monsters? You there, looking at Em, grab the book. Let's go into the kitchen.
Oh no. Okay.
Conveniently into the kitchen.
I'm gonna take this book into the kitchen.
So as we all begin to walk where Halim has been making breakfast?
A midnight snack.
Midnight snack?
Well, no, it's close to morning because we were gonna sleep through the day, right? Like,
Right.
I'm pretty sure it's close to morning.
Now that you all can hear me, have you all done your long rest activities?
No.
I have not done it in the thing, no.
All right. Start to think of what it is. You don't need to tell me. You can just sort of do it and then prompt me if you need it.
It's the journal for me.
Okay.
I do want to actually make sure that I learn as much as I can about that creature. So that's I guess a project. I don't know what
Right.
it would be, but that is one of the things I'm doing.
Are you walking in the kitchen with everyone as it says commanding you all to sit around?
I haven't been informed of this, so I'm in my corner in a location that was away from everybody.
I'll go look for Myst.
What is Halim cooking?
Yeah, what's what I've been
Halim is
waiting
making some
hours.
tea. Like right now he's making some tea. And I guess maybe he's getting some tea and then his stomach growls and he's like, oh, I wonder what else I can cook up. And he looks around for some more pots and he just starts boiling some vegetables and adding some stuff in there. And he pulls some, what looks like dirt out of his pocket and he puts it into the tea and he starts boiling it.
And as you do this, Issa walks up behind you and says, well, Lord Rashari, please make yourself at home if you care to. What are you cooking, after all? And she started looking over your shoulder at the dirt floating in your pot.
In my tea. Oh, my friend, we're going to make some tea and I figured to boil some vegetables and I'm not sure if you have any goat's meat here, but perhaps, you could have some of that. But at the very least, boiled vegetables and tea with mushroom seeds. But if you don't want that, and I recommend that if you're not in tune with nature, to not drink that.
We don't eat or feast upon the creatures of Aaron in this temple. Some bread will do nicely.
You've just become my new friend. It was a test.
I suppose time will tell, Lord Rashari. You there, pointing at Geen. Can you reach the bread up? It's on the top shelf there. Just, if you wouldn't mind. You don't need to fly or anything, but you just seem to be a little taller than I am.
As you wish. Thank you for your hospitality.
No, thank you for hunting a monster in the city. She begins to break it and sort of put it out.
As she's saying that, I kind of at her like, oh, okay. As they grab the thing from the shelf.
Maybe it's time that we talk about your situation. Please, bring the book. Let's discuss.
Kind of lingering in the doorway, watching these goings on in this cramped kitchen, and I'm going to just kind of move forward. I'm actually going to go ahead and take a seat and then put the book down on the table, opened to a particular page that's that has that picture, that illustration of the vornakraith on it.
Where is Myst?
I go up to where is Myst? That is a good question because I want to.
Wherever was the furthest from any person in a corner
Makes
on the
sense.
ground, looking at the book that she was given to try to find information about the vornakraith.
So like out of the rectory into the chapel in the far corner where there's like a public space almost. You're in the far corner of this closed down temple. Shurien, roll me instinct to perceive. Let's see if you can find Myst.
Yeah, probably not.
You're going to roll against Myst evasion.
Okay.
It's a 12, by the way.
12.
With?
With fear.
Take that fear. All right, so as you enter into the main part of the chapel, it's still very run down. Lots of dust, broken stone. You see banners that are hanging. This is an area that Issa hasn't quite gotten to with renovations. Off in the far corner, you can see a figure that you recognize as Myst.
Myst. Halim seems to be cooking something, and I was wondering if you would join the rest of us. We're going to eat. It's probably a good idea that we're all nourished before we head out.
Yeah, it's usually a pretty good thing. Muscles need protein. Is there protein? She kind of like holds the page she was at and then like stands up and starts walking.
I fear I do not know what it is, but it does smell good. I can make no promises.
And in that moment, as you're speaking, you get this sense like you're being watched just for a moment, and then it fades.
In any case, I'm going down there if you'd care to join us. But I wanted to say one more thing. Next time you need to tell me something, do not hesitate. Just speak to me.
But you're kind of like, you know, a prince.
In this city, I'm nothing. That was made it abundantly clear to me in the council. You were not there. In any case, it's not necessary. And even if we were in Corvallis, in private chambers such as this, it is appropriate for you to address me normally. You do not need to conduct yourself with any sort of formality. It's not necessary.
Okay, that's good because I really don't like formalities. But side note, you had mentioned she's good. She's walking, by the way.
Yeah, we're gonna walk. Yeah.
Okay. You had mentioned thinking I was gonna bring up the innocent person. I already kind of shared my thoughts and opinions on that. I'm not really one to try to force someone to agree with me. So I shared my opinions, and I don't really care to repeat myself. So, you know, you don't have to worry about that.
Yes, say no more. Say no more.
And then she'll just awkwardly kind of walk the rest of the way there, not say anything unless he says something to her.
He does not.
So as you both enter back into the kitchen area where your friends are now sitting at a large wooden table, there's bread that's been broken onto a wooden board in the center of it. Halim is still making tea and
Will eat some
whatever.
vegetables.
and leave some
He'll
vegetables.
turn around. My friends, Myst, Prince, welcome. Are you hungry?
Oh, very ravenous.
Thank you, good sir.
All right. Don't drink this tea unless you want to have visions in your dreams. But, my friends, can I ask, is anybody hurt from earlier today or feeling a little bit of anxiety? I can summon plants that will ease your worries or your wounds, as it were.
Myst sits down and opens the book and says, I'm good. And then keeps reading.
My body has not been harmed, and emotional wounds are something I like to carry with me and use them in the future.
I'm gonna, as Shurien says that, I'm actually gonna look up and tell him, oh, I look kind of like sad, kind of looking down, can't really meet your eye. And I'm just gonna tell you, I'm sorry about, earlier, if it affected you in some way.
Yes, well, it was certainly startling, but you did what you needed to do, and I trust in your wisdom, and it was for the best, and here we all are. We've gotten out of the situation, and we have a chance to do good, and that was because of what you did, and if that was the price, I was more than willing to pay it.
Yeah, our best. I guess that's... I don't know. I think we're going to need to do more of that.
Then I will steel myself.
Yes. More of that, indeed. I apologize for being so brash upon your entry. There is much going on. Much we need to discuss. This book that you've brought, what have you learned so far?
Oh no, are you asking me? This is not good. Right. Well, I'm wondering if it's this particular vornakraith, and I'm pointing to the picture that is open on the table, and Myst and I, we saw something, this brown streak of something leaving the Emperor's chambers by the balcony window. It reminds me of this creature here, and I point again to the open book. It seems as if this particular creature, I'm taking a guess here, but it may hide somewhere underground.
Yes, that's very astute, she says, almost a little bit judgmental as she says it. And you can tell that she's like trying to choose her words as she says, yes, this is likely the vornakraith that we spoke of earlier. And you, Myst, you see that she keeps sort of looking at you as she's speaking. We've talked a little bit about what this is, this beast, this thren'kai. It's a beast from another plane, sort of a divine realm of sorts. The first divine realm, if I'm being honest. This beast reproduces quickly and greatly. It is known to have a litter in the thousands. Lays eggs, does not require a mate. It's, like many thren'kai, the product of eons of cloning its own self as it becomes diluted time and time and time again until it's fallen into this beastly form. It requires little food except for when it's going to lay eggs. From the state of the Emperor, it sounds like that may be the plan. You'll notice, pointing to the book, this particular beast will feed twice and then gather food for its young. Once it's fed twice, it will lay its eggs, go out, find food, bring it back to a nest, and wait for its young to hatch. And this whole process takes less than a day. It will be soon that there could be thousands of vornakraith upon us if we stand by and do nothing. So where I have been urging Myst to use some restraint, unfortunately we need to be a little bit more direct here. We know that it's fed once. Curious also that it was brought in and killed an emperor. The slip of paper that I found, it appears to be a summoning ritual. Somebody summoned this vornakraith into that emperor's room. I suspect this was an assassination. How anyone can utilize the vornakraith in such a way is beyond my knowledge. Somebody wanted the Emperor dead, and this is how they chose to do it.
So there was someone else in that room with us, or that had just left and we didn't see. Or I guess they could have ridden the vornakraith out. That seems weird, though.
How do you know?
How do I know what? Oh, there was arguing. I don't remember if it was one voice or two, but there was arguing. And you said it was summoned, so someone had to do it.
Did you feel anything on your scar, perhaps?
I don't remember. Did I feel anything?
Did you?
I don't remember. There was a lot going on. There was blood everywhere.
You need to hone your skills, Myst.
She'll just nod.
So you believe there was another person, but you saw no one when you were in that room.
Correct.
Okay. Well, this must be dealt with. They are connected. Perhaps stopping this vornakraith will help you clear your names in some way.
But that's the lesser concern, is it not? Do these vornakraith have intelligence? Do they know what they're doing?
They're as intelligent as any beast. They work on instinct. They are not malicious in their intent. They are often not controlled except for perhaps by a thren'kai, which is a higher level thren'kai. We don't have time to get into all of it, They come from this divine plane that was unable to be stitched into Arendor upon the reforging after the shattering. For whatever reason, this other realm was unable to join us, such as the other ones did.
But if this behaves on instinct, that means that if we know its patterns, we can predict what it's going to do next. And when we engage it, we will be able to engage it on our terms. It's no different than hunting a stag in the forest, really. As long as we know enough about it. And unfortunately, I do not.
I'm trying to... what I've been trying to read up on.
Well, indeed, we do know what it will do next. We know that it will kill, again, to feed. It may have done that already. We know that it will find some place underground to nest, and then it will gather food for its young.
Do we know how large of an area it takes for 1,000 eggs?
It would need to be quite a large cavern or just a vast linear space even. Usually they will lay their eggs in a circle and hang their food in the center, if memory serves. I've never encountered one myself, but I have read quite a bit about them. In that book there, in fact, pointing to the one that Em has.
Wait, what?
The book you have has a lot of information, and then Myst just kind of looks down at her book and it's like, keeps flipping. Maybe there will be some strand of information, that is crucial.
Perhaps we could all choose some books and help you research. I am literate, and I'm assuming all of our friends are here too. Perhaps we could all work together. Oh, well, just please continue to brew, and your value is best served elsewhere, my friend.
I worry that if we take too much time learning about the beast, we will have very little time to deal with its young. So perhaps the first step is finding clues, perhaps. We need to find where it's nesting, if it's killed again, and if it's taken food. As far as dispatching it, it's in this plane as mortal as anything else. That should work. She points to your sword.
Good. Very good. Although I do not like the idea of not being armed with enough information as possible, I do agree. Time is of the essence. I don't even think we need to be concerned with the murder of the Emperor or anything else, of the politicking that goes on in this infernal city, but the most important thing is to get rid of it as soon as possible.
Well, if you are caught along the way, then that will certainly upend your mission.
We just won't get caught. Oh, Elder, is it okay if I bring this with us? There might be some downtime where we're hiding before we move. I could research tidbits here and there.
Certainly. You may take both books, as a matter of fact. Just bring them back, please. In one piece. There's very few copies of those.
That will be the goal.
Yeah, I mean, of course, these are clearly, old and important. So, yeah, that's like, yeah.
And as you look try to find the connection between the Accords and these beasts. It makes no sense to me. The thren'kai care little for the affairs of mortals, so...
I will continue to keep eyes out for things like that. There's always connections.
All right. So we have a plan then. Okay.
Eat, sleep, go.
Indeed. Certainly by nightfall. There will be too many of them to deal with. Now, they grow fast, but they will be but larvae for at least until they can have a few feedings. All right. Lots of work to be done. Finish eating, get some rest, but not too much. I will send word out by Sending Stone to see if we can find some sort of assistance from the Knights of Lena or even the Eye, if they're feeling generous.
Miss nods and then eats as she reads.
She turns and walks up to Halim, grabs a small cup, holds it out.
I will pull the ladle and fill it up about halfway and then fill up the full way and be like, enjoy.
I do like a vivid dream. I will
Don't
be
we
in
all?
the other room if you need me. And she'll walk
All
out.
right. All right, my friends. Anybody for some mushroom-laced tea?
I'm gonna actually stand up from the table, just leave the book there, and like kind of very quickly get to Halim's side to pick up my own cup, and just kind of wordlessly like hold it out to him.
I'll start passing out some cups of tea as the party moves forward. Hey, Bugman, again, were you injured in that fight or flight that we had? I'm not sure if it was much of a fight because we all flew away.
A little bit, my friend. The mushroom tea sounds wonderful.
And he'll pour the tea and then he'll mutter something in his breath and you see his green eyes flash and then all these plants start to crop up around you. We're going to cook these when we come back. But in the meantime, I will use Healing Field and I spend 2 hope and you can clear 2 hit points.
Thank you, thank you.
Anybody else needs a touch of magic? And that sounds weird. Does anybody require wounds to be healed?
No, I don't, but thank you for the tea. It's been a long time since I've had tea that tasted like this. It kind of reminds me of my father. So thank you.
You're welcome. Tastes a little bit like dirt, but that's only because it's been in my pocket.
Remind us what the tea does again as you drink it.
Are you asking me or asking him?
I'm asking Hal what Halim said earlier.
It will give you some vivid dreams. She drink too much of it or a lot of it or like more than half a cup? Well, my friends, it's fine. Everything will be fine.
Ian will just shot it back.
I mean, it could be worse. We could be fleeing from, the royal palace, the emperor being killed by Gin's hatches or something. Well, that happened. Okay. To friendship and the prince.
To all of my new friends.
Geen, I know that Juice had been out and about and came in earlier. As you're sitting around, Juice probably can't fit into this room, right? He's pretty large, but you had noticed a letter attached inside of his gear. I know he doesn't really have a harness per se, but he has a bit of an attachment, and you notice a letter from Frogard, which I won't read in his voice, but it does indicate that he found the Corvallis ship and there was no one aboard. He's sending you word that the Drakarn have sent out for all delegates to be brought into protective custody in the temple. I'm sorry, in the Imperium.
I will tuck this letter into my coat and look around to see if I can write a letter back. Then orders for the Infernus procedure.
You're ordering
Infernus protocol.
You're ordering the Infernus protocol.
Yes, that's where 3 of my hands stay ashore, while my rest of the ship goes back to Varkos where it's safe.
Okay. So as you write your letter and you tuck it back into the harness on Juice's body, he sort of flies off into the distance.
As I look around to my new companions, I seem a bit off-put, but I hope everything's going to be okay, at least with them, my crew. I look forward to growing with this crew.
And so you haven't shared the information, right? You put that in your pocket.
You know what? I will share the information because it's pertinent to the rest of the party. So yes, I shared the information that all of your friends from different delegations are being rounded up for protective custody by order of the crown.
I suppose if I were in their position, I would do the same. I'll finish the tea.
The real question is, are they hunting us?
Undoubtedly.
It's a very political way to have that covered, that they're looking for the 2 of you, 3 of you, really.
Yes, you, Halim.
But, because you were one of the delegates, so. Well, she's gonna stand, kind of hold the place in her book, that she has with her finger and kind of look at everybody. I know that this is not your duty, but I know I can't do it alone, so technically, Issa didn't ask y'all to help. But it seemed like y'all were kind of on board, so I appreciate the help.
Well, I guess our adventure continues.
As it does.
Regardless of any political machinations, the city is in danger. We're the only ones who know about it. And that means we're the only ones who can do anything about it. Who would we be if we were to leave now and pursue our own problems? No. Of course I'm in this.
So as the chatter at the table begins to wind down, what's your next move?
I go into another room and fall asleep.
Okay. So you're gonna take your long rest. Does anyone else have anything they want to do before resting for the day?
I think Halim's going to reach into his pocket and pull out a little gray and yellow bird and whisper something into its ear and then let it out the front door. He wants him to go find where this beast might be lairing. And then he'll crash out.
You know, Ian will also do stick to his captain routine, or at least ship schedule. Sleep for a little bit, do a little bit of patrolling, come back. So I will accumulate hours of sleep, but I will just do light patrols if I can do that.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So why don't we say this? So you'll take patrol as one of your downtime activities, and then you'll still have your other that you can use. So
Sounds good.
Hal is going to prepare and clear all stress.
Okay. Is anyone preparing with you?
Anybody?
Yeah, I will. Let's prepare. It's always a good idea to prepare. You know, Halim, you asked us rather suddenly, money or food. What was the purpose of the question?
Well, purpose is some people prefer money because it can buy things, including food. Or people just want to take from the land what they will to survive. So it kind of tells me what kind of character you might be.
Oh.
Or what kind of character you have.
And you refused the captain because he chose money.
It's his choice. It's not good or bad, but if we were going to die in there, I would rather be stuck with somebody who would not sell me out to the highest bidder.
As would I. Wise words indeed. There's something I wanted to say to everyone, but I think the time has passed. I'll save it for another time.
And as you bunk down, close your eyes. Oh, Myst.
Did you want me to roll for the reading of the book that I was doing for my project thing? I don't know if there's any information, but that was what she was doing as one of her downtime activities.
Sure. If you would like to, so for a project, you would just each time you do every time you have a rest, you would add to that project. So you work towards something. But you can roll just to read the book as well.
Okay. Yeah.
If you-
Because, well, I mean, I just don't know how big the book is and how feasible it would be for me to actually find useful information. I mean, sure, they gave us some, but you never know. There could be more. So
Remind me, because that was during the time of my audio issue. Remind me what the book was that you chose.
Oh, it was the book that was handed to her at the end of the last session.
Okay.
She had asked for a book that would be helpful, and then
Sure.
she gave her one.
Do a
So,
quick
it's been that one.
do a quick knowledge to analyze roll. DC is going to be 15.
Okay. I didn't win.
How bad did you
And-
lose though?
It is with fear as well. So it's an 8 with fear.
Okay.
I have a -1 with knowledge. This is why I have other people do all the research for me. I'm the muscle, okay?
You understand from reading this book that this book is more than about just the thren'kai. This book is about Naruthir at large, right? You don't really gain much information from it, but you do get a sense of that this is deep. This book goes deeper than just what your current task is.
So I learned that there's no reason for me to continue reading it.
No, that's not what I said. You just didn't understand
Okay,
anything
cool.
that you
Then
read.
she keeps it. Still. Let's it in her bag. There's gonna be one line in here that's gonna be key for us, you guys. It's the only thing that's gonna be there about this creature.
Its weak point is here. It's glowing red.
Can I actually prepare with because originally I was thinking that I was working on a project and then I realized that that's not how that worked. So can I actually prepare with Hal and Shurien?
Certainly.
I'm actually going to I'm now in my corporeal form, so I'm no longer a ghost. I'm actually going to approach Halim and Shurien while they're in this discussion, and I'm going to hold out my hand, and inside it is a very small, very green frog. And I'm actually going to hold it out to Shurien. And as I'm doing that, the frog kind of ribbits at you. And I tell you, this is, it's Maxwell. And Maxwell always helps me when I'm feeling a little bit kind of out of sorts. So I thought maybe it would help if you slept with him beside you. He's a good companion, I promise.
May I hold him?
As you say that, Maxwell is just gonna hop right into your hand as you bring your hand closer to mine.
Hello there, little friend. Yes, he's quite friendly, isn't he? Yes, I'm sure he's going to be a fine companion. I appreciate this. Yes, I'll take very good care of him, of course. Thank you, Em.
So, as you lay your heads down, let me ask you this: who would like to volunteer to tell me what their vivid dream is? Just one of you.
Yeah,
All right.
I wanna
What
wanna
is
know.
the vivid dream? The tea-induced vivid dream that Geen has.
Well, it starts the time in the circus during the the Great Famine. So for context, after leaving the garden, Keen was captured by or just not knowing, by a wandering circus by this mean old lady, and he worked for her forcefully for a few years. So he met. However, he's reliving his first kill. It was a few weeks of not eating. He was kept in cage, whip marks in between of wings, back, hands broken, so we couldn't try mess with locks or anything. In comes this orc clown named Bobo. His paint tattered and disheveled. Came in the depths of night during the storm. Bobo grabbed me by my leg and kept stabbing at me. So I grabbed the blade from Bobo and stabbed him repeatedly out of anger for being a slave, not only to the Mad Lady, for what he did, beating Jews daily for performances. That was my first kill, killing Bobo the clown.
And in your dream, as you're standing above this bloody orc named Bobo the clown, you stop for a moment. I'm going to spend a fear. And in that moment, it's that space between dream and wake, and you realize that you're dreaming, and you look up and you see a lone figure staring at you. It's a scarecrow with golden glowing eyes, and he says, "Forgive." And you wake up and it's morning. Now, stick around, we'll be right back.
When the fire calls, we answer anyway. Oaths in our bones, flame in our hands. If the world turns, let it turn away. We'll burn brighter, we'll burn higher.